Hey everyone, and welcome to Quick Review. Today I'm going to be looking at Warparty, a prehistoric RTS that brings humans and dinosaurs together. Warparty is a simplified RTS that clearly draws a little bit of inspiration from Warcraft. And I say that because the three dominating characters in this game are very Warcrafty in nature. First of all, the dinosaur-loving sage is clearly based on night elves to a degree because they use wisps, those wisps turn into trees, and that's the premise of their building. Seems pretty similar to me. Second of all, the undead necromancer type character kind of beckons a little bit back to the undead in Warcraft. You basically summon zombies and create characters that are undead in nature. And finally, you have the more human race, or the more human character, and it's not necessarily comparable to humans or orcs in Warcraft, but it's just a very generic human-centric and dinosaur-based race. The story of the game pretty much revolves around three characters, and these three characters have their stories told separately through their campaigns. However, all of the stories cross over at one point or another. The story is pretty simple, and it's told through artistic panels that honestly look pretty good, and the story itself is relatively simple but straightforward. And not only do you have a story, but every time you hit a loading screen, the game gives you a couple of fun dinosaur facts. Did I need to know that dinosaurs often swallowed large rocks to help them grind up and digest food? Absolutely not. But you know what? I know it now, and that's great. The game is also filled with a bunch of relatively goofy voice acting. I'm not sure if I hate it or I love it, but at times it's definitely pretty funny. I think I should also add that I played this game on beautiful mode, and while a lot of the character models and buildings did look relatively beautiful, the actual models were still incredibly simplistic and the ground textures looked, honestly, not entirely beautiful. I'm not sure what the developer's idea of beautiful was, but to me a lot of the textures in this game were not beautiful. Those are really the only semi-negative aspects of this game though. At the end of the day, it's a very simplified RTS. The idea is pretty much build up armies of dinosaurs, humans, or undead creatures, and go and destroy absolutely everything else. There aren't any complex upgrade systems, there aren't any super relevant counters to other characters in this game. It's just very straightforward, melee ranged, large animals, and archers. If you're looking for an RTS that's complex in nature, this probably isn't for you, but as somebody that's really bad at RTS games in general, this was actually really enjoyable for me. I didn't have to learn about complex technology trees, I didn't have to micromanage to a very high degree to be particularly successful in the campaign. It was just a nice, simple experience. And that's the thing, I'm really not very good at RTS games, and the first campaign was honestly an enjoyable breeze for me. It was very simple, it was very straightforward, and it taught you the basic mechanics of the game. However, as soon as you get into the other two campaigns, the game clearly becomes a little bit more difficult. I assume at this point in time they expect you to understand the fundamentals of the game and what it is that you're actually doing. However, if you still don't know what you're doing, they offer 5 difficulty settings. Very easy, easy, normal, hard, and very hard. So you could probably throw it on very easy, easy, and still be able to enjoy the campaigns and see how the stories eventually play out. Honestly, there isn't all of that much to say about Warparty. It's a very simple, very clean RTS that if you enjoy it, it will give you hours and hours of playtime. And if those hours and hours of campaign playtime aren't enough for you, there's also a survival mode with a leaderboard so that you can really put yourself to the test. Additionally, there's also a multiplayer mode, but the game isn't that big yet, so the leaderboard for multiplayer is actually like 20 people large, and I'm not sure what the wait times are realistically like for finding a multiplayer match. I'm not much of a multiplayer guy myself, especially in RTSs, because honestly that just means that I lose every single game, but if you're looking for a multiplayer experience, I honestly cannot tell you if this game is well balanced for multiplayer, or if the wait times are crazy or, pretty decent. I can't tell you, because it's just not something that I can gauge. Anyways, that's Warparty. If you want to pick up a simple RTS that is just genuinely enjoyable, this is the game for you. If you're looking for something a little bit more complex in the RTS genre because you know what, you're really good at RTS games and you feel like you need a challenge, maybe go and find something else. But genuinely, all around, this is a pretty good game. And don't forget, this is just in my opinion. If you disagree, feel like I left something out, or just want to suggest another game for me to take a look at, leave a comment. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and check back weekly for more reviews.
Humans have done enough harm to this world. It's time for nature to fight back. I will need the power of the Gone to convert wild dinosaurs to my side. The nearby shrine is full of their energy.